Hey guys, here's me doing an open box video of a hatch pop kit for the Mark 7. I got the kit from ECS Tuning and I got it for about 75 bucks. It was on sale. They usually go for about 100 bucks. I also bought a dog bone mount for about $47 as well. I figured might as well get one. Yeah, there it is. So they look really simple to install. That's why I decided to do a video on them, because it just seemed something that I could possibly do. It looks like you just kind of maybe hook those into the little knobs of the hatch. They did come with like these bolts and washers there I think will be going on to the top of the hatch part. They didn't come with any paper instructions at all. But if you do go on the website and you scroll down, they do have a PDF form of the installation. Again, it's very simple. You could probably just do it on your own. But you know, I'm very paranoid about stuff, so I decided to just go and look at the instructions themselves to make sure I'm doing it correctly. So as you can see, I ended up doing this at night because I'm a procrastinator, but the instructions say for you to use a flathead screwdriver. Well, first of all, you need to have something to hold up your hatch, like the photo right there. I used a broom, but again, yes, so the top part of the, I guess where the hatch pop kit is, you're supposed to use a screwdriver to unclip the clip that is clipping onto that little knob connected to your hatch. I found this method very annoying and did not work well. So I decided to use some nose pliers instead, and that alternative worked a lot better than using that flathead screwdriver. There you can see the clip is popping off, and I actually popped it off with the flathead at the end. And after that, you just kind of take it off. So you would pretty much do the same thing with the bottom end, just remove the clip and you should be able to pull the bar off. After that, this next part is probably the hardest part of the installation. You have to take off that bolt that's connected to that knob on the top of your hatchback. The instructions say use a 13mm wrench to take it off, and they even warn you that it is extremely difficult to take off this bolt. I tried to do it and I realized that, yeah, I didn't want to strip anything or hurt myself, so I decided to use something else instead of that 13mm wrench. So my camera died and I didn't want to wait an hour to continue filming because I was already installing the kit. So let's go on to the next day. So I ended up using a 13mm socket instead. to get these bad boys out. And then after that you pop these guys out and you'll just do the same thing for the other side. With the aftermarket ones, sometimes the head is not pointed on the right side, so you have to use a flat head to kind of turn the head. So that's pretty much it. So this is how it looks like when you pop it open. It's super powerful, I guess you could say. It just kind of flaps right open. It'd be a little bit harder if you're trying to push it down with one hand. Two hands definitely would be the best way to close the hatch. As you can see, I can like barely touch it and it'll like pop open, which is what I like. I like that actually. But yeah, it's not that hard to, here you gotta close it with one hand, so it's not that bad. And now for the main event. So it's supposed to pop out when I hold the trunk button for 3 seconds. So the instructions do say that your car may need to be coated. I want to say at least 90% of Mark 7s will need to be coated. Anything from 2006 or above, even 2015 Mark 7s will probably need some type of coating to get that hatch to open.
3 weeks later.
Alright guys, so I just recently bought this right here. It is the Carista OBD2 adapter. It just came out. It literally came out sometime in February and I got it for $40, I believe. I apologize for this thing in my car. I got my car detailed and I never took it out. Anyways, see that purple violet-ish thing? That's the port, and you're going to take your adapter here, your OBD port or OBD2 adapter, and just stick it up that purple thingy. You also have to download the Carista app as well. So it is Apple compatible, which is awesome because I only carry Apple stuff. Nothing wrong with PC, but most car stuff doesn't really go on Apple products. And you will need to turn on your Bluetooth, of course, for the app to work. And then you hit customize, and then you gotta wait about 10 minutes. After that, you're going to hit door, windows, and remote. Then you're going to hit the top one. It says pop trunk via remote, and you're going to go ahead and switch it to yes. So you do have to pay $9.99 to activate the app for 1 week. Yeah, sweet. That is awesome.